Breaking. Leonor Mania surges, Princess Leonor's name linked to Prince Harry, Spain reacts. Spain expected calm. Europe expected quiet. The world expected the usual royal routine. But today, everything has changed. Because one name, Princess Leonor, has collided with another name, Prince Harry. And the reaction is instant. Electric. Explosive. Spain is erupting, Europe is buzzing, and the entire royal sphere is tilting in a direction no one saw coming. The story begins with a single spark. A rumor. A headline. A whisper so unexpected that it stopped conversations mid-sentence. Princess Leonor, Spain's future queen, suddenly linked to Prince Harry, the most unpredictable royal figure of the modern era. People blinked twice. Screens refreshed. Phones vibrated. What began as a tiny ripple became a tidal wave. A wave called Leonor Mania. But how did this happen? Why did this rumor spread so fast? And why did Spain react with such intensity? To understand that, we have to go deeper, into the emotions, the symbolism, and the history that made this moment so powerful. Leonor has grown up under the strict rhythm of royal duty. From childhood, she embodied the best of Spain's hopes: discipline, grace, and quiet strength. She carried the weight of a monarchy that had weathered storms, rebuilding trust one gesture at a time. At just a young age, she mastered the balancing act between personal identity and national expectation. Spaniards watched her evolve, timid smiles turning into confident speeches, shy waves becoming firm commands of presence. She was not just a princess. She was the future. Then, abruptly, her name appeared beside Harry's. Prince Harry, the royal rebel. The prince who challenged tradition. The man who became a global symbol of breaking free from the constraints of the crown. He has lived a life shaped by trauma, pressure, and relentless scrutiny. A life watched by millions, analyzed by critics, loved by fans. Harry represents many things: independence, controversy, vulnerability, and he carries a narrative that stands in sharp contrast to Leonor's carefully built path. So when their names collided, something ignited. At first, the public didn't know what to think. Was it a simple coincidence? A misunderstanding? A harmless speculation twisted by media hunger? Or was there something more beneath the surface, something that touched deeper emotions in Spain's collective consciousness? Spanish audiences reacted instantly. Some laughed it off. Some gasped. Some defended Leonor with fierce protectiveness. Others leaned in with curiosity, asking what such a connection could possibly mean for the monarchy, for Europe, for the legacy Leonor is destined to inherit. The palace, as always, remained silent. A silence that only fueled the fire. To understand the magnitude of this reaction, we must rewind to recent years. Leonor has stepped into the public eye with increasing confidence. Her speeches at international academies, her military training, her poised appearances, all demonstrated a young leader rising with purpose. Spain embraced her with pride. She became both a symbol and a story, the young woman who would shape the nation's future. Harry, on the other hand, has traversed a different road, a road of questioning tradition, speaking openly, challenging institutions. For many, he is a figure of empathy. For others, controversy. But one thing is undeniable: he carries influence unmatched by any other modern royal of his generation. So what happens when two powerful narratives collide, even hypothetically? The answer is Leonor Mania. And the mania didn't stop at Spain's borders. Denmark reacted. The United Kingdom reacted. The US reacted. Headlines across Europe screamed with capital letters. The story morphed into debates on television, articles online, radio discussions, podcasts, panel shows. Everywhere, the same question echoed: what is happening with Princess Leonor and Prince Harry? But the truth, beneath the noise, is not a romance. It is not scandal. It is something deeper. Something that reveals how fragile and powerful royal symbolism can be in the modern age. Leonor's name being linked to Harry awakened old tensions and new possibilities. It reminded Spain of its fierce loyalty to its future queen. It reminded Europe of its fascination with royal unpredictability. And it reminded the world that even a rumor can reveal the emotional pulse of a nation. Inside Zarzuela Palace, the reaction was measured but real. Advisors exchanged glances. Messages were drafted, deleted, redrafted. Queen Letizia, always attentive to public nuance, monitored the reactions closely. King Philippe's expression remained stoic, but his eyes said more. a blend of protectiveness, concern, and a father's instinct to shield his daughter from unnecessary storms. Leonor herself felt the wave, but she did not bend. Her composure remained intact. Her silence was not weakness, it was strength. A young woman who understood that sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. And that silence left the world even more curious. Why were people so affected by this pairing? Perhaps it was the contrast. The future queen and the runaway prince. Duty versus independence. Tradition versus rebellion. Their stories sit at opposite ends of a spectrum, and yet, when placed together, even in rumor, they ignite imagination. They create conversation. They touch something human. The mania intensified when analysts began examining their public appearances, searching for overlap, scanning timelines for any sign, any detail that might explain why their names were suddenly linked. But each path led to the same conclusion: the story was not about romance. It was about fascination. And fascination is powerful. For Spain, the surge of emotion revealed something profound. The people are deeply invested in Leonor. Not just as a royal figure, but as a young woman navigating the weight of destiny. Her name being linked to Harry exposed a protective instinct nationwide, an instinct that said, our future queen must be safeguarded, respected, understood. But another part of the nation felt something else: excitement. They saw the possibility of change, of modernity, of Leonor stepping into new global relevance. They saw what happens when two powerful narratives collide. They saw the potential for Spain's future to stretch beyond borders, beyond tradition, into something bold and unexpected. As the story evolved, Europe remained transfixed. Commentators explored every angle. Was the link symbolic, political, cultural, a reflection of generational shifts within monarchies? Or simply a spark caught in the whirlwind of public imagination? The more questions people asked, the more Leonor Mania burned. But beneath all the speculation lies the true story: a princess stepping into her power, a nation discovering its emotional investment in her, and a continent reminded that royalty still holds the ability to shake the world, sometimes with nothing more than a rumor. By the end of this moment, something becomes clear. Princess Leonor did not lose control of her narrative. She strengthened it. Spain did not fracture. It revealed its unity. And Europe did not simply react. It remembered. Remembered that behind every crown is a human story. Behind every headline is a heart. And behind every uproar is the truth that royalty still carries magic. Magic that can erupt unexpectedly, dramatically, and beautifully. The world expected calm. The world expected silence. But today, Spain reacted. Europe leaned in, and Leonor Mania surged with unstoppable force. And this is only the beginning.